Despite having a large victory in the South Carolina primary, brand new polling data indicates that Joe Biden is in deep trouble against Trump. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video, and today it is time to talk about the 2024 presidential election because, as most of you know, Joe Biden had a very impressive victory in the state of South Carolina last night. I mean, it was a large victory. Despite that, however, brand new polling data was just released out from NBC News. Yes, NBC News released this just this morning. And again, this isn't like Fox News. This isn't some far-right outlet. This is NBC News. And their new polling data suggests, hey, Biden is in deep trouble against Donald Trump. Not just with, swing groups. He's doing awful with traditionally Democrat groups that, let's face it, should not be this close at all. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you can join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Now, I do want to be 100% clear. I am not trying to ignore the victory Biden had in South Carolina. Let's face it, it was a massive victory, and I give props to him. He won South Carolina by a lot. With that being said, I mentioned this earlier in the morning video that, hey, maybe some of these results from South Carolina are a bit misleading because, let's face it, turnout was absolutely pathetic. I mean, New Hampshire is a way smaller state, yet almost had more votes than South Carolina. I know there's many reasons for why this happened. This was on a Saturday, and this is a primary, blah, blah, blah. But it's one of the largest turnout drops we have ever seen. And this polling data kind of confirms what many people have been saying about Biden for 2024, that, hey, he's doing real bad with key groups that, for a Democrat, he needs to do good with to win. But enough of that, let's get right into it because, let me tell you, what you're about to see is some of the worst numbers I've ever seen for any president. I mean, if this was happening with Trump, I would be saying the exact same thing. These are absolutely disastrous. All right, let's get into it. Despite a growing economy and little opposition for his party's nomination, President Joe Biden confronts a dissatisfied electorate in a challenging political climate 9 months before he faces re-election, according to a new national NBC News poll. Once again, they gotta spin it with the growing economy crap. Yes, some people are seeing a good economy. The top 1%, the ones that, let's face it, don't have to worry about inflation. I mean, do you really think people are actually lying to themselves that, oh, the economy is actually good, but I don't want to accept it? No, because the truth is, the vast majority of people are getting left behind. All of the economic growth isn't happening for the average Joe. It's happening for the richest people in America. And these idiots don't understand that. Yes, there's some job growth. But a lot of that was just jobs lost from COVID that you just regained. And number two, and this is very important, these are crappy jobs. These are not, high-paying, blue-collar jobs like they were under Trump. They're crappy service-based jobs. It's awful. When you actually read what jobs are growing, it's not the ones you want. Biden trails GOP presidential frontrunner Donald Trump on major policy and personal comparisons, including by not more than 20 points on which candidate would better handle the economy. And Biden's deficit versus Trump on handling immigration and the border is greater than 30 points. These are the two most important issues. I don't care what Democrats got to say about abortion. At this point in time, no one cares about the issue. Let's face it. It's like the 10th most important issue. And the ones that do care about it, it's just Democrats. So who freaking cares? But of the issues that matter, the economy and immigration, one of those two is going to be number one, and the other one's going to be number two for the most important issues. Trump is creaming Biden with them. I mean, this isn't like, Democrats having health care in 2018. They have nothing. There's not a single issue right now that's a serious one that they're winning or even coming close to winning. The poll also shows Trump holding a 16-point advantage over Biden on being competent and effective. A reversal from 2020 when Biden was ahead of Trump on this quality by 9 points before defeating him in that election. Well, because people realized, oh crap. Trump, I may have not liked what he said, some of the stuff he did, but yeah. He's actually trying to prevent war in the Middle East. He's trying to be smart with our foreign policy. He's trying to do stuff that's going to put America in a better situation. What is Biden doing? I mean, the Middle East is a crapshoot again. I know it always is, but under Trump, he was trying to promote peace. And Biden's approval rating has declined to the lowest level of his presidency in NBC News polling, 37%. While fewer than 3 in 10 voters approve of his handling of the Israel-Hamas war. And that's what happens when you try to do this half-in, half-out BS. He was trying to appease everyone and pissed everyone off. He tried to, I don't know what he was trying to do, but he was trying to make the pro-Israel people happy at the same time of the, pro-Palestine people, and, well, it didn't go too well. Because pro-Israel people are thinking, hey, you're not doing anything for these people. The pro-Palestinian people, which are Democrats usually, they're like, hey, you're letting civilians get slaughtered. Again, I'm not going to touch upon that. You know my opinion on it. I'm pro-Israel, but I can understand where some of these people are coming from. That, hey, there are civilians getting slaughtered because of this nonsensical war. Why aren't you doing a damn thing? It's like you're pretending to help, but then you're not. It's weird, but it's not working. Altogether, these numbers explain why the poll shows Trump leading Biden by 5 points among registered voters in a hypothetical 2024 general election matchup, 47 to 42%. While the result is within the poll's margin of error, the last year of polling shows a clear shift. And again, that's not even true. I mean, the margin of error is 3. He's up by 5, but either way, whatever. Look at this. Trump has consistently gone up. July of 2023, 45%. September of 2023, 46%. November, stayed the same, but they trended upwards again. While Biden went from 49 to 46 to 44 to 42. So while Trump is slightly going up, Biden is just collapsing. So much for this theory, by the way, that, after the DeSantis dropped out, that the polling was going to shift. Well, it's a complete opposite. It's actually shifting in favor of Trump. Perhaps the best news in the poll for Biden is that he pulls ahead of Trump when voters are asked about their ballot choice if the former president is convicted of a felony. Yet the margin then is just 2 points in Biden's favor, also within the margin of error. Yeah, I wanted to touch upon this because, listen, I have no clue how much this is going to damage Trump if he gets convicted of a felony, which, well, let's face it, based on the recent developments with each of the court cases, probably not going to happen. Well, let's just face it, they're all falling apart or they're getting delayed. I just doubt we're going to see that. So in the first place, I don't think this is really going to happen. But secondly, Richard Bears has brought up the point that this election will not just be decided on the conviction. People are not going to focus just on that. That's not the most important issue. If it was, okay, I could see Trump losing. I could see him losing by quite a bit. The problem is, you have so many issues that matter to voters. Immigration, the economy, what's happening in the White House. It's like, okay, Trump may be convicted, but that's That's the back of the list for what's important. So this is a good question either way for Trump because he's only down by 2. And how many of those voters are lying? Again, I think Trump does suffer some kind of drop-off. Maybe there's some independents that, like, vote RFK. But I do wonder how many of these people, in first place, this isn't bad, a 2-point victory for Biden, popular vote, he still loses. He loses the Electoral College. But on top of that, how many of them are lying? They just don't want to admit that they're going to vote for a possible felon. This is the same thing happened in 2016 where, you know, if you admitted you supported Trump, you were seen as a freaking clown. You were seen as a lunatic. Like a far-right extremist that's going to, you know, be a nut job or whatever. This is a very similar thing where, hey, do you really want to admit that you're going to support someone that the pollster is claiming is a felon? Are you going to admit that? When you know the answer is they want you to say, vote Biden? I don't know. But either way, you just look at this. This is just pathetic. I mean, look at the top issues. 35-point gap in favor of Trump on immigration. Having the necessary mental and physical health to be president. Oh, so much for that one, by the way. I don't get why Nikki Haley thought that, voters are going to vote against Trump because of that. They're actually voting for him. Dealing with the economy. 22-point gap. Crime. 21. Approving America's stand in the world. 11. Protecting democracy. The number one issue for Dems. It's only Biden plus 2. Hell, the issue of abortion is only plus 12. You see the problem here for Democrats? Even the issues that they have focused everything the kitchen sink on. Number 1, they're not even top 5. Democracy, I guarantee you, is like the 7th most important issue. Abortion, probably like 6. So, number 1, people don't care about as much. Number 2, they're barely winning it compared to Trump when it comes to the economy, immigration, crime, competency, foreign policy. How can people look at this and say, oh, the polling is just all wrong? If Trump is beating Biden by double digits in every single issue, do you really think there's a conspiracy where, oh, the polling is fake because they want Trump to be up to stop him and then have Biden be the nominee? It's a scam, what these people are claiming. If there was problems with Trump in that they were overstating his support, we would see it in the issues. We don't. We see the opposite. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.